Have you both waited tables?
Yes.
Have you
I
had?
bust for a lot for a long time.
Well, you're in the shit more than a waiter.
Sure.
I was waiting tables 5 years ago.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I was busting tables last week, Dan.
Hey, you're gonna pick up a shift after this podcast.
We gotta wrap this up. The Soder's long-winded, huh?
Yeah, I think this guy's got voices and stories.
I'll catch the swing shift.
Did you ever wait on a table where the kids were making a mess and they didn't care and the parents didn't stop them?
No,
It is,
I only did it like
buddy.
at nicer restaurants. He probably was in the
Buddy,
shit.
countless times.
Yeah.
Towards the end of my tenure at Bear Burger, I had a real bad situation where I was close to the point where if I said fuck it and walked out, I maybe would have been okay because I was hosting a lot at New York.
Sure.
At New York Comedy Club. So maybe I was okay. And I always had that in the back of my head. And for the 15 years that I waited tables, that's the dream.
Yeah.
Fuck this. I'm out of here. Fucking throw
I
something.
used to jerk off to that.
Oh, and I had this, I talk about it all the time. I had this study group from NYU that would come in like every Wednesday, and they were the
Were you at the Bear Burger over on LaGuardia?
You're goddamn right I
I know
was.
which one that was.
Yeah.
That's a tough draw, dude.
Yeah.
You got NYU, you got
That ain't
West
great
Village.
foot traffic.
No,
man.
You always got to look around because I was thinking like Bear Burger Astoria, I'm like, hey, dealing with
Still people, you know.
Real people. No,
Yeah.
this was,
Salt of the earth.
yeah, a lot of people were great, but some of those NYU kids and faculty,
because you're right there. You're at NYU,
and they weren't paying for it. It was one professor paying it. So these other professors, they were such fucking dickheads. Like, would just, I'd be taking an order at the table next to them. They would come in and walk right up to me and be like, hey, can I get this? And it's just like, dude.
and you're doing that on those Bear
On
Burger.
the
They
toast
have
pads.
the little
yeah,
computers.
so I could do it right there, but it fucks up the flow. You know
Yeah,
how it
you're like,
is.
dude, go
There's
sit
a
down.
system here.
Dude, we
And
were,
you're like, want to tell a teacher, it's great to tell a teacher, you go, sit down.
Oh, dude.
Sit down. I will talk to you when I am ready.
Towards
Raise
the
your
end,
hand.
I really fucking started to let go.
Nothing is better than a waiter on their way out.
Oh man,
not giving a fuck.
When I was in
Playing with house money.
Midtown, I'd be like at the end of my Dos Caminos career, I'd be like, "Oh, you didn't get your guacamole? Well, who gives a flying fuck?
I'm
I
on
don't care.
Geico.
I
spill
did-
their milk.
I did Montreal. Suck my
Suck
dick.
it.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I had a guy like a wealthy guy with his kids, and you could tell his kids grew up with a little bit of cash because they knew like truffles and they knew all
Yeah,
this
that's
shit.
crazy.
That's nuts.
And-
If you don't know a chocolate truffle, if you know what a real truffle is when you're a
Yeah.
kid, you got money.
I don't even
you
know
need
the
a smack.
difference.
But this kid ordered something, and I specifically went over what it was. And he's like, yeah, I want that. And, like, first of all, he's talking to me like I'm a fucking jerk off.
Oh.
It wasn't going through the dad. It was going, the kid was fucking talking to me.
They're like
I'm-
annoyed with you.
Yeah, like being a dickhead.
This fat man's looking at me.
And I'm about to sneeze.
Yeah, let it rip.
And I go back, and I come back, and he's like, he doesn't like this. He's like, he didn't know that it had this on it. I'm like,
I told him it did.
dude, I fucking told you that it did. And I'm like, okay, well, can I get this? And you know the table that just is a dick to be a dick?
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's like, oh, let me take it back and I'll get one free. No, don't worry. No, it's fine. I don't want you to. No.
You're gonna ruin it more.
Yeah, exactly. And the guy fucking stiffed me. And it was like a fucking $200 bill. And they just left all their shit thrown on the fucking table. Man, it was one of the straws. I did end up walking out of there, right? It was one day I just fucking walked out.
I don't think you will. I don't know if you. I think you
I
just,
waited till the shift.
I think
was
you were
over.
asked to stop coming in. To be
No,
honest,
not
with you.
that one. That was the other place.
That's
Rightly
That's just
so.
insane. That just tip. You have to make such a fucking conscious effort to not tip.
Be a
Oh, yeah.
dickhead.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Europeans, you let them get away with it a little bit, but they know.
Man,
they know.
sometimes though, you would like. I remember I was working like cafe season was crazy, and I was working a dinner shift because I had zero money, and I was just these two European women. I want to say Eastern European. Just I knew they weren't going to tip me, so I was talking very fast. I could tell they couldn't understand English, and I like by the end I was like, "Here's your check. You two weren't bad, but I know you're not going to tip me, so God bless. Have a good night or whatever." I went back. They tipped me 40%. Like they knew
Damn.
what I was saying, and I was
Yeah.
like, "You feel like such a dickhead."
Yeah.
You're like, oh fuck. But I've had people that the worst people are the people that tell you they're fucking you over with the tip, and then they tell you that normally they are very good tippers.
Sure.
Oh, fuck
There's that. And there's also
Or they're like, normally this
I
woman,
don't normally do this.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
woman
Fuck you.
This woman came in right as we opened, because I was a lunch waiter. I only did lunch shifts.
Lunches are
sometimes,
great.
yeah. I could walk with like 100. I could walk with 100, 110.
You're leaving at 4 or 5 o'clock. It's
5
still
o'clock.
light out in the spring.
Done. Summer.
Later.
I'd go home.
Hey, can you stay? No. What are
I'd
you,
go home,
nuts?
wash my face and my neck. I'd take a 10-minute nap, and then I'd go do sets.
like a detective.
Yeah, I seriously would like put water on and be like,
Oh man.
Which
and then
is
I'd
a
put my
great
hand
feeling.
against the wall and go like,
yeah.
and then I'd go lay down for 10 minutes. I'd get up.
Put your gun back in the drawer.
Yeah. And, and then I'd wake up, rip a Camel Light on the way to Dunkin', see the Indian gals, grab a coffee, jump on the train and come home. But I remember this woman came in right as we opened, and she sat at the bar. They were like, seating's not open yet. And the woman's like, it's fine, I'll just eat at the bar. So she ordered a Cobb salad. And then the cafe, I was closing lunch on the cafe, so I had the best section. I had the front of the cafe. And there's like a little two-top side thing or whatever. So I'm like waiting, I'm like polishing my silverware, setting everything up, and then this woman just sits down. She's like one of these older women that's like in her 70s with brand new tits, like brand new fake, like they were like high and tight or whatever.
I like that.
And she was just real like Upper East Side energy. And she just sat in my section. And I was like, oh, hi, can I help you? And she goes, yeah, I was in the bar, but I want to sit outside. And I was like, oh, did you talk to a hostess? And she was like, what? And she like brought her, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, the bartender is your server.
I fucking hate that.
So I was like, I don't know what you want me to do. And she's like, and then the bartender's like, the girl was like, I transferred the ticket to you. And I was like, oh, thanks. And so I drop her Cobb salad off. And then it's a lunch rush. You get hit.
Sure.
You know what it is. You get double sat. Next thing you know, your
Fucking
whole section.
pace on.
It is all or nothing.
Yeah.
It's very stressful to be a lunch waiter in New York.
And if the place isn't properly staffed, there is no way that you can do the whole spiel that they want you to do.
They want you to
and
do a lot
the
of
steps
things.
to
And plus,
service.
they're all in a rush. 'cause
They're
all
like,
on
hey,
lunch
I got to go
hours.
back.
Yeah.
And a
Hey,
lot
we have
of them,
40 minutes.
A lot,
Okay, bring the check right
I
away.
always say
Unrealistic
that.
expectations.
Always. And they
Always.
always have the energy of, and I understand this, they want to eat fast so that they have a little extra time to themselves. And we're at the base of a very big office.
That ain't my.
But you're not dealing. You're not fucking. You might not have the kitchen on lock. It might be the fucking guy behind in the kitchen that doesn't like you.
Dude,
That's
these
not
guys-
going to get your shit fast.
Or they order margaritas, bartender's running behind because they're slammed.
The
And-
food hits the table before the drinks. Freak out.
Or the guacamole's taking a while because guacamole was like their big thing, and there was like a guac bar with all these like teenagers that were just working for hourly, just mashing avocados. So my section fills up immediately. And so
Jammed up.
I can't really give this lady any attention, but I keep going by being like, you all right? You all right? And she's like eating her Cobb salad. And finally she goes, can I just get my check? Like that. And I was like, yeah, everything all right? And she's like, I would like to talk to a manager. And I was like, okay, but first I want this salad boxed up. And also, there's no pinto beans on this. And you should know your menu because normally, and I said, well, there's no beans on that salad. And she goes, yes, there are. You should learn your product. Or
I
however
didn't
she
take
said
the
it.
order, lady.
Dude, that's exactly what I thought. And she goes, so I want pinto beans. And I was like, oh, you want some pinto beans on that to box up? And she was like, yeah.
Some dingleberries.
So I was friends with the line cooks
You gotta be.
because that's how you get food.
Gotta
You
be tapped
gotta-
in.
You gotta be.
And I was friends with the chef. And so I went downstairs and I was like, hey, chef. And it was right. It's like, Lunch Rush's building. And I go, can I get a bowl of steamed pinto beans? Like a cartoonishly large bowl. And I just took this bowl of pinto beans and dumped it on her salad and boxed it up and then tied it in the to-go bag. And I brought it to her. And then she showed me the check and she did that. She goes, normally I'm a very good tipper, but you weren't nice to me. And I was like, well, you weren't my table. And she was
And
like,
you also weren't nice, lady. It's
Yeah.
a two-way
And you're a
street, you dumb
fucking
bitch.
dude, and she tipped me 6 cents.
Oh,
And she went like, next time be nicer and you should get a better tip. And it just ruined that shift.
that fucking sucks.
Dude, how long ago was that?
12 years ago,
And you're thinking about it right now.
I was so
fucking
mad.
insane.
I had to go smoke a cigarette mid-shift. I looked at my manager. I go, hey, if you want me to be useful at all, I gotta go rip a butt right
I gotta
now.
go catch you eating.
And I just go stand next to the Super Runner shop and have the Russian guy come out and go, "Do not smoke in front of store." And I'd go, "Fuck you." Dude, if I was in
I'm
a
in
mood,
the weeds, man.
If I was in a mood, dude, and he'd come out, I would just talk shit to him. I'd be like, "What do you want me to stand? Fucking Taco Bell?" Because there's a Taco Bell right there. And he's like, "I don't know. Get out of the way." and then I'd come back in, and the managers at the pre-shift meeting would be like, "Some of you guys are standing in front of the Super Runner shop when you're smoking. You can't do that."
Everybody knows it's
Yeah,
you.
so I was like, "It's me. It's 100% me."
Nothing better than a waiter fucking with nothing to lose.
Oh my god!
The end of the road.
And especially when guys are like, there's people that are dickheads thinking they're proving a point. Well, you're like, you're not proving a point. You're just being a dickhead to a guy that doesn't want to be here.
I never understood that. We were taught to like we're in their way. Like as kids, because I think it's a very blue collar thing
Yeah.
of like, hey man, every blue collar person at some point has waited tables or something or whatever, worked in the service industry.
Everybody should.
So it's like they know, and it's like we were like, I felt like we were always taught like you're infringing upon them. Like they're jammed up.
I still have
we
that with-
have to. Hey, when you get a
If you
chance,
get two
no
iron
rush.
workers, they're fucking go ahead,
Best,
whatever.
best. Hey, or like the best would be like when
They'll order the
blue
same
collar,
thing.
Yeah, blue collar guys would come in and be like, "What do you like?" And you're like, inch your eyes and like, "Hey, give us two of those."
Yeah.
Or you bring them like Coronas or whatever, and then hear another table talking to you, be like, they like look at you and they go, "What about those fucking?"
Yeah.
And you go, I know, right?
The
They fucking suck.
best.
They're the best. You know who was the fucking man? Was Mort from ESPN, Chris Mortensen.
He was good.
He came in and I was like empty section and he was just by himself and he's like, "What's good?" I was like, "Steak tacos fucking rule." And he was like, "I'll get those." And it was the 49ers were like really bad. They were like 2-14 and I was like, what's going on with the Niners? And he's like, "Man, I don't know." He's like, "You can sit down." And I just sat, there was an empty section. So I just sat down
See,
at the table next
You
to
start
Chris.
looking for a waiter.
Oh, okay. I don't know where
service here
these, I don't know
sucks.
where these guys are. But I ended up-
Jeez,
Couple of shooters for me and Morty.
is that Quack Bar open?
The famous people were always the coolest.
Always. Sarah Jessica Parker, cool as shit. Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Just me and him in the restaurant, cool as shit.
Really?
Cool as shit.
I had Martina McBride, awesome.
Nice.
Tori Amos, awesome.
Nice.
Bam Margera, so great.
Really?
Shout out to Bam.
And
Shout
I
out
know he's
to
got a lot
him.
of troubles. I hope he's all right because he was really fucking cool. Damon Wayans.
Okay.
Really fucking
You telling me you did
cool.
comedy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I wouldn't have.
You start reading the specials as Macho Man.
Yeah, I go, yeah. We have the Cochinita Pibil.
You know who I waited
I was like,
on?
"Hey, you know who doesn't get any respect?"
My guacamole
Yeah,
bowl.
he goes, the chicken al pastor.
You know-
I'm telling you.
You know who I waited on as a young, not young, but as an open micer.
We're 42 at the time.
As an open micer in New York City, a little spot in the West Village, came in with an executive from Comedy Central, Mr. Dan Soder.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And you stiffed them on a tip.
You and Saint Germain. You were with Brooke Posh.
When?
This was fucking 2013, 2014.
Saint
maybe?
Germain and I?
Yeah, and you weren't together. She had come in and had meetings with both of you
That
separately.
slut.
She was fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, Brooke was Brooke
Oh,
rule.
man. I never told her I was a
What
comic
restaurant?
either. Snack Tavern in the West Village.
Oh yeah.
Bedford and Morton.
Yeah.
Fucking unbelievable food.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That was when we did our half hours. That's
Yeah.
why we were there because Saint Germain and I did our Comedy Central Presents.
Yeah, you
the
had a
same year.
you had a chicken sandwich and a bottle of Boylan's.
Woo! That's me, baby.
Yeah.
I love Boylan's.
That's got Danny written all over it.
A bottle of Boylan's ginger ale because
Yeah.
that shit fucking rules.
Yeah.
Dude, nothing like a lifetime pothead trying to piece a memory back together and then getting rocked by some Boylans.
I love it, dude. The second you say it, I go, I know, I remember that.
Yeah.
It was a balmy spring day.
Yeah, that was always weird. The worst one waiting tables was.
I just remember being like, oh, man, look at these guys. They're fucking doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what do you mean?
That's awesome.
I
That
got a
is
call.
awesome.
I remember fielding the call. Fucking Soder was in here.
Really?
Comedy Central.
Yeah, dude. That was.
I ate the rest
I
of his
spilled
chicken
on him.
He didn't finish it, but I did. I remember being like so pumped when famous people would come in. Like you'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna be friends" or whatever. Like I waited on Vince Neil and he stunk.
Sure.
He got hammered.
He
got
has to stink,
hammered.
no?
It was like afternoon, and he's got hammered.
Yeah.
He's like, "You got my tequila?" I was like, "I don't know, dude.
Oh, man.
I don't know."
Hey,
But I was
Cabo
like,
Wabo, beat
I
it,
was
will you?
so excited. I was like, "Dude, fucking Motley Crue is in the house."
Yeah,
And
if
then
they
it was
suck,
like-
it's a heartbreaker.
And then you're like, "Oh," but I do remember the worst one was a girl I went to college with that was in like the popular girl sorority that fucked my roommate.
Okay.
She was like a mean girl, and she was on like one of 8. It was an 8 top on the cafe, all blacks.
And you're
sweating.
waiting tables.
I'm in my all blacks,
Ooh.
sweating, long sleeve black shirt, long sleeve
So how's
slacks.
things going? Good?
We
Dude,
might
I
have to
swear
cut
to
that
God.
because you were like, yeah, 8 top, all black.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
I know.
I was like, what the fuck?
Why do you go racist? No, I was wearing all black. 8 top, all blacks. I go, well, who approved this?
I thought you were talking about the New Zealand fucking
Yeah.
rugby team.
They were doing their fucking haka. No, I was in
Okay.
I was in long sleeve black shirt, long sleeve black slacks,
Couple
long,
stains on that?
Yeah, long black apron.
Nothing was worse than a waiter. It was like the first, you could see you were the first table, and they're already in dirty clothes.
Oh, yeah.
I always had dirty clothes.
Always.
And then
I'm
I'd go
like,
to the,
buddy, come on. I know you worked a double yesterday.
I'd go to
but
the
let's
coffee station, and then you run the rag under the hot, like the,
Yeah.
and you steam it, and then
Do a
you're
little dry cleaning.
yeah, you do some dry cleaning right there.
Be all right.
Right there, dude.
Get
And-
you through.
And I remember there being like, Soder, wash your fucking apron. And I'd be like, oh, my bad. Because you just have salsa and shit all over it. Especially guacamole. It was a Mexican restaurant.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But, dude, I just remember going up to this 8 top, and I'm sweating. It's like summer,
Sure.
and they're there, and just this girl goes, wait a minute. Did you go to the University of Arizona? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, were you roommates with a mirror? And I was like, hey, Lauren. Like that.
Let's cut to the chase.
And she goes, so what are you up to? And I went, this. Like that.
I'm taking
And I
drink
said
orders.
it in such a defeated way that this one of the dudes at the 8 top was like, oh. Like just the way I said it. I go, she goes, so what are you up to? And I go, this. Like that. And the guy
man.
went, oh, fuck. Oh, this
Fucking
fucking
humbling.
guy. Yeah, dude.
Even
it
if
was-
you had stuff going on, you can't really explain it to them.
I remember
Well, I got
going.
a Comedy Central thing coming up, and
Until you have a thing that everybody knows of, like, hey, I've done this.
fuck.
It doesn't even matter if it
Yeah,
hasn't
dude.
if it hasn't even done anything.
Humble beginnings, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. And then I'm
Fucking
just
brutal.
And like this, I go, are you done with that molcajete? Just clearing stuff. Or she goes, oh my God, remember when you were like, I'd buy weed off your roommate? And you go, are you done with that? Thanks.
Let me get this out of your way for you.
The worst one was when I did Live at Gotham in 2009, and it was like on Comedy Central, and I was like very proud of that. Like it was huge.
I did it was on channel 837.
Woo, live.
Yeah. Shout out to Access TV.
Access TV,
Which is
baby.
so funny because everyone that did Live at Gotham on Comedy Central, when they did that show
We're
on Access,
pissed.
we're like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. Man, they let anybody on
We
that
were like,
show.
that was because it
They let
was
me on that show.
it was so hard to get Comedy Central's like because that was their basically premium blend. That was
Sure.
their-
That was their short set.
But dude, I did my fucking Live at Gotham came out. It was in December, so we were doing Christmas parties.
Uh-huh.
We get a lot of Christmas parties, and it was like a fucking 16 top. I was clearing their dishes, and I had this joke about fuck Walmart. It's like one of the jokes I did, and this lady goes, "Fuck Whole Foods too," and I went, "Excuse me." She said it out of context. She goes, "Fuck Whole Foods too," and I was like, "What's that, miss?" And then she was like, "I watched you on Comedy Central on Friday," and I went, "Well, now you're watching me clear your Cobb salad." And I remember putting it in the dish pit, and then just like leaning against the hutch and going like, you ever like make a sigh that also has kind of a cry noise? You go like,
Hey, Soder just slammed his head into the guacamole.
oh my God.
Soder put his head in the dishwasher
I,
again.
know. I will not run it. The African guy's like upset at me. Dude, oh my God. I hated it.
Yeah,
I
it
hated
sucks,
it.
Brutal.
man.
But then you get to leave.
Then you get to
And
leave.
when you're if you're a waiter right now and you're watching this, the day will come where you get to leave.
Yeah.
No matter if it's for the thing you want to do or not, you will get to end there. And just know
Wow, that's very profound.
that day will come.
Yes.
The end comes. And it always feels good.
Feels great.
Even if you're not leaving for success.
Feels great.
Even if you're just leaving.